kickoff for Cincinnati. That's the return unit for San Francisco. It'll be Amos Lawrence, number 20, and Bill Ring back there with him. And Breech doesn't have the range, perhaps, of some of the other kickers, but he does have great control of the football. A size 5 shoe.
Maybe that's why he doesn't have a lot of range, Pat. With a size 5 shoe, you aren't going to kick it downtown, are you?
But Breech, nevertheless, has done a good job. Not only a size 5, but a different shoe on each foot.
And these kickers love this indoor stadium.
They all raved about this place. And Breech, perhaps feeling a little pressure, hooks it out of bounds, and he'll move back 5 to the 30. Super Bowl 16. What a build-up. We've been here since Monday, and I felt like running down and playing.
I have goosebumps all over.
I'm glad we didn't. Temperature outside, 13 degrees with the wind chill factor minus 21. You can see the forecast. But inside is what counts right now for these 80,000 plus those on the field. Kenny Anderson loosening on the near side. The Bengals, the home team, thus they got to choose what jersey they'd wear. They chose the black with the tiger stripes. Breech will kick it off again from the 30 this time. There's the book this year on Kenny Anderson.
Well, that was a little different type of kickoff that time. The first one, they had a shift where they shifted over to the left. Then Breech tried to kick it to that side, kicked it too far.
So now from the 30, Breech again. In that same direction. Amos Lawrence from the 9. Lawrence throwing down, fumbled, and the Bengals have it back. John Simmons made the recovery. Don Bass made the hit that knocked it loose.
What a way to start a Super Bowl. That's what Cincinnati wants to do. Come out, make something happen. Take the ball away. Look, right there we saw Frazier knock the ball right out of Armstrong's hand.
And Simmons made the recovery. So it'll be 1st and 10, Bengals at the 49 or 26.5-yard line. A lot of people thought, so-called experts, that turnovers would decide. There's the first one. Alexander and Johnson behind Kenny Anderson, and Alexander flanks very wide to the left, almost out of bounds. Anderson will throw on first. He's got Isaac Curtis. He breaks one tackle. He's inside the 20 to the 18.
We were talking to Forrest Gregg this week, and I said, are you going to start running to settle down? He said, this is the Super Bowl. We're going to come out passing. There's no reason to settle down. Look at Isaac Curtis, just a little delay there, right in front of Ronnie Lott. Lott comes up, misses a tackle.
Did you notice, John, that the 49ers opened with a 4-man line defense? Now they've gone back to the 3. 2nd and 2. Pete Johnson gets the handoff. And the 255-pound fullback, or whatever he weighs, gets perhaps a first down. Craig Cookie on the stop. Let's look at the offensive unit of the Cincinnati Bengals. Anderson, the quarterback. Pete Johnson, who just carried the fullback. Charles Alexander, the running back, the other back. Collinsworth, who's had such a great year, and Isaac Curtis, the wide receiver. Tight end, speaking of great years, Dan Ross had a dandy. Munoz, Lapham, Bush, Montoya, and Wilson up front. First down, Cincinnati.
About as close as you can get to get a first down, isn't it?
Close enough. Cincinnati fans are here in mass.
They've been here. We were here at 1 o'clock, and this place was half full at 1 o'clock, 3 hours before game time.
Last night when we came out of the hotel in downtown Detroit, it was just a sea of orange. Bengal mania. Kenny Anderson, 1st and 10. 2 tight end lineup. 1 lone setback. Anderson moves, scrambles, throws. Collinsworth. Dan Ross, the tight end. I'm sorry. That's the kind of pass he catches. Dwayne Board made the stop. Anderson with that mobility got away from the rush and found his tight end Ross.
You're right, and that's what helped him. He bought a little time here. As we'll see here, he gets rushed. There's someone right at his feet. You see here, he scrambles out to the right a little, takes a second, then a third one, and finds his big tight end, number 89, Dan Ross, in there. What a target he's been for Kenny Anderson.
71 catches on the year from Northeastern, and he's been a tremendous find for Cincinnati. Find might be a little old word because he's been good for a while. It's Johnson closest to Anderson and Alexander deep. First and goal. Alexander to the 4, breaks one tackle, knocked back to about the 5 by Willie Harper first. Let's look at that San Francisco defense. The front three, when they're in the three-man line, Stuckey, Reese, and Board. They make a lot of changes. The 4 linebackers, Harper, Reynolds, Pookie, and Keena Turner. In the secondary, that great young one, Lott, Wright, Williamson, and Dwight Hicks. No gain for Alexander, so make it second and goal from the 5. No score. 2 tight ends again. Ross and M.L. Harris, number 83. Ross is on the left. Harris is on the right. Anderson drops. Is hit by Stuckey and dropped for a loss all the way back to the 11. A -6 on the sack.
I'll tell you what caused this was the pass rush. We'll see this. He's looking out to the left. He was trying to find his left tight end, M.L. Harris. He couldn't find anything to the left, and just when he turned to the right, there was big Jim Stuckey. We'll see 79 here making the rush. Starts outside of Wilson, comes back inside, and just as Anderson turned, he was right in his face.
A very good maneuver by Stuckey. And now they see Fred Dean lined up on the right side of the defensive line. He'll operate against Munoz. 3 receivers on the left for Cincinnati, and Anderson drops. Picked off. Intercepted by the 49ers, Dwight Hicks. Hicks to the 30 and out of bounds at the 32, and the Bengals come away empty.
I'm sure the 49ers know about the team that scores first in the Super Bowl. They started on the left-hand side. They had 3 receivers. That's called a triple formation. We can see all 3. Now, he was looking for the outside man, 85, Isaac Curtis, who comes in underneath. Hicks saw him all the way and stepped right in front of him for the interception.
Perhaps Anderson would like to have that one back, because Hicks was never fooled. He was there right from the very beginning.
Introducing a dunk.
That might be the most important statistic in football.
Look at that. The top 5 teams that had the fewest turnovers were all in the playoff. But today we start this Super Bowl, and already we have 2 turnovers. 1 apiece.
And the 49ers will take over first and 10 on their own 32-yard line. Montana will go ahead and throw. It's a screen to Patton. Ricky Patton gets about 8. Before he is waffled by Eddie Edwards and Jim LeClaire. The offensive backs and receivers for San Francisco. Montana, Patton and Cooper the runners, Solomon and Clark the wide receivers. Tight end is Charlie Young. That's spelled correctly. Audick, Ayers, Quillen, Cross, and Fonhorst. The offensive line, not that big, but a very cohesive unit. Solomon, there was some doubt about him, but he looks healthy. Clark is lined up tight to the left. Look out for him. Clark has it. First down, San Francisco at the 44-yard line. Glenn Cameron made the stop.
Now, watching the 49ers over the year, early in the game, they like to get a first pass to Dwight Clark. This is Bill Walsh's idea because he's a big target in there, and they can always find him. Well, watch him. He's tight there. See the second man in, 87. Charlie Young goes in motion away. Now watch Dwight Clark. There's a tight end. So he's big enough to do that. Comes right across, underneath the linebackers, catches a ball, turns it up the field.
First down, 49ers. This is Earl Cooper. He has to cut back quickly, and he does well to get back to the line of scrimmage. Ross Browner made the stop. Let's take a look at that very solid Cincinnati defense. Edwards, Wilson Whitley, and Ross Browner, the front 3. The linebackers, Harris, Williams on the outside, LeClaire and Cameron, the two on the inside. Very tough group. The secondary, Breeden and Riley, the corners, Kemp and Hicks, the strong safety and free safety. Bill Ring is now in the backfield with Earl Cooper on 2nd and 10. From the Bengal 44, Montana drops. Complete. Freddie Solomon, about 8 yards. Bobby Kemp made the tackle.
Another thing I like about this 49er team is they start out passing to establish a run. Now watch Freddie Solomon here. He's the outside man. He doesn't look like he's limping at all. He runs out. Now that's a hook in a zone between the corner and the linebacker. Under control, shoulder square back to the quarterback.
Some doubt about whether or not Solomon would be able to make it, but he said after he injured his knee, hey, this is a Super Bowl. Patton gives on a reverse to Solomon. He gives back to Montana. The pass is complete to Charlie Young, the tight end, and it's just a great catch by that veteran.
What a play that was. You know, Freddie Solomon in college at the University of Tampa was a quarterback. So, in fact, he's a third quarterback on this team. Now, watch the play. It's a reverse. Hand it back to Patton. Hands to Solomon, who throws it back to Montana and up to Charlie Young.
Montana is now 4 for 4. But it took a great catch by Charlie Young just then to keep that stat in order. As Eason Ramson, who went in motion, Montana again. He throws high, almost picked off. That looks like Ray Griffin, who might have been in. Or is it Lewis Breeden? I only saw the 4. It's Breeden.
It was Lewis Breeden. He had a man in front of Breeden and a man behind Breeden. You see right there, there's a man in front of Solomon, and then he has Eason Ransom behind him, and he threw it over Solomon and in front of Ransom.
So it'll be 2nd and 10, the ball at the Cincinnati 33. They are just about in range for Ray Wersching right now. Earl Cooper is the lone setback. Montana gives to him. And Cooper barrels down close to a first down for San Francisco. Down inside the 25 to about the 23. Bobby Kemp made the tackle.
Those people aren't booing out there. They're saying, Coop, Coop. You know, everyone gets so concerned about the 49ers passing game that a lot of times the defense plays rather loose, and that allows that type of game.
Cooper trots off. There is Earl, who had such a great rookie year. There he goes. Bill Walsh said earlier in the week, I wouldn't be surprised if Earl Cooper didn't have a great day.
He thinks he plays much better on artificial turf than he does on regular turf.
Johnny Davis has replaced him. They give to Bill Ring. Ring over the right side, stays on his feet and gets some good yardage. Lewis Breeden again made the tackle, but Ring gets down to the 15, almost.
Forrest Gregg doesn't like that because the last 2 plays, those are just power plays, and you don't like to have power. Now watch this replay. Watch Johnny Davis, number 38, the fullback. He comes in there, leads, reams out a hole for Bill Ring, who follows right in behind him and picks up about 7 yards.
That Johnny Davis got a good block on LeClaire that time to set that play up. The 9th play of this drive coming up.
Johnny Davis looks like a guard coming through there.
He's about 235. Ring and Cooper now the setbacks. Here's Cooper. Earl with a forearm shiver, but just before he went out of bounds against Ken Riley.
One of the things you try and do early in the game is run some sweeping plays, some wide plays to stretch out that defense so they don't tighten up on you. And that's what the 49ers did on that last play.
Bill Walsh. Coach of the year. The NFC. Walsh on 3rd down. They need about 3. Tough situation against these Niners. They don't mind throwing it. Wide open is Solomon. He's out of bounds at the 1. Lewis Breeden took him down.
is something. The last 3 days they've been worried about Freddie Solomon. Watch, he starts outside, comes in motion inside Charlie Young, who runs to a post. He comes back inside, back to the outside. Lewis Breeden didn't get over there until after he had caught the ball. Here's Reggie Williams, the outside linebacker of the Bengals. He's their #1 pass rusher and #1 sacker. But that time, Bill Ring put him up in the air.
He did a number. 1st and goal at the 1. Johnny Davis and Ricky Patton. Johnny Davis behind Montana, and it's a touchdown. Davis went over the top. Montana kept the quarterback snake, and he got in.
I think that Bengal defense was in there. They're all tight. They're waiting for Johnny Davis. Now watch Montana. Just a little delay, steps to the right, and then dives over for the touchdown.
Ray Wershing now with Montana holding. Will try the extra point. And yes, it's good. 5:52 left to play in the first quarter of Super Bowl 16, and the San Francisco 49ers lead 7-0. The San Francisco 49ers leading Cincinnati 7-0. That scoring drive was very impressive. They went 68 yards, 11 plays. Montana scored on a quarterback sneak, given a little boost from Johnny Davis. Wershing kickoff. Bounding around, fielded by Mercer. He started about the 6. He makes it back to about the 19. Rick Jervis tripped him up. And the Bengals have their second possession. They were close, but an interception by Dwight Hicks turned them back. 49ers 13-1 over the year when they scored first. And they have scored first in Super Bowl 16.
Maybe that's why Joe Montana's smiling, huh?
First down, Cincinnati Bengals at the 19. Kenny Anderson, the quarterback, with Pete Johnson and Alexander behind him. And now Alexander comes out wide to the right. Anderson out to Johnson. Big Pete comes back inside, gets out to the 22.5. Bobby Leopold on the stop.
Here was a big play in the drive. It was 3rd and 3. Freddie Solomon starts out here, comes in motion. Charlie Young here runs a post pattern, and then Solomon from this point starts out, runs a corner pattern there, and that's the one that got him down to the goal line. Bad circle. Watch as you see, he starts in motion. Breeden comes in with him. Now watch as Charlie Young goes down there. He kind of picks off Breeden, forces him deep so that Solomon can get underneath.
Anderson back to throw again. They need 7 for a first. Outside Johnson. He's a big load out there when he starts that move upfield. Ronnie Lott got him around the ankles where you had to take him and took him down short of a first down.
Now that's Henry Bullitt down there, the defensive coordinator of the Bengals, and he's talking about the plays and the formation that the 49ers used on that last drive. See, they can straighten things right out there. See, he's talking about the linebacker. He's talking about the outside linebacker coming.
A double tight end set up now. M.L. Harris and Ross both in the game, along with Mercer set up on the flank. They need a couple. Anderson, so dangerous and so good at this, has his first. Shoved out of bounds by Ronnie Lott. Anderson stops for a little chat.
Maybe pick up the play.
I would imagine they'll signal it in anyway. First down, Cincinnati. He was the second leading rusher on the Cincinnati team behind Johnson.
Right, Pete Johnson was their leading rusher, and their starting halfback, Charles Alexander, was 3rd behind Anderson.
The players say that Forrest Gregg has radar eyes. I don't know if that's good or bad.
I think it's good.
Depends on whether you're a player or not.
If you've been bad, it's not good.
Anderson gives straight ahead Johnson. A couple Stuckey led the San Francisco defense. Archie Reese also on the bottom of that pile. Cincinnati Bengals offense, 1980, 1981. They ranked 18th in 80 when Anderson was hurt quite a bit.
You know, a big part of that is Chris Collinsworth. They drafted him as a second-round draft choice, but what an addition he's made to this football team.
67 catches for Collinsworth. There he is. Over 1,000 yards. Here comes Alexander in motion on second down. 7. Anderson will put it up again. Fred Dean chases him from behind. Anderson can run. Slides. He might be a couple of yards shy of the first down. Eric Wright put the threat on him that made him go down.
You know, that was the thing we were talking about before the game. The way that Anderson runs, you watch those linemen, if they don't stay in their lane, now we'll see it here. You see Anderson drops back. He's trying to pass the ball. But now he looks, there's no one open. He sees a little lane right there. And now when he gets past that, he knows that he has enough to get up close to that first down. I'll tell you, he breaks teams' backs doing that.
It is third down, a yard at the 39. The Cincinnati 39. 49ers leading 7-0. Johnson will get the call, and Johnson, I believe, has enough for a first down. The Cincinnati fans think so, at least. Jack Reynolds is the man who made the stop.
Pat Haggerty thought so, the referee. He was giving it the old sign, first down.
More than 80,000 in attendance at the Silverdome. There's been a lot of questions, pro and con, about whether Detroit, Pontiac, and this stadium was the place to have a Super Bowl, but it's been a super week for us.
It really has. What cooperation we've had from everyone, the people in the town, the teams, the league, everything. This has really been a super week.
From the 41, first and 10. Anderson will throw again. Going deep for Collinsworth. Just knocked away at the last minute. What a play by Eric Wright. Collinsworth had a step.
He did. That was a great reaction at the end there by Wright. We see Ken Anderson. He thought that he had this one. Watch his throw. It really is a perfect throw. You want to throw it over his outside shoulder and in front of him right there. And really, I don't think Eric Wright touched that ball. Did you see Collinsworth running when he was trying to look behind him with going straight ahead?
His back was almost bent in the wrong direction, double. Collinsworth again, this time goes out to the left. There's the man who made that last play. He may not have touched it, but I think he blocked his view at least. Johnson, the lone setback. Stays in and now comes out. Pass, Collinsworth, out of bounds, incomplete. Eric Wright again out there with him. 1:46 left to play in the first quarter.
We were talking earlier about the running game and how you try and stretch the defense with your running game. You try and do the same thing with your passing game, and that's what they did with Collinsworth. Go deep early, throw one, let them know that you're going to do it, and make them play loose and off you.
Even if you don't complete it.
That's right. That's the best thing you can do early is sweep and throw deep.
It will be third down. They promised us they would throw, and indeed they have. Both teams. That's what got them there. No need to make a change. Kreider in the game now for Cincinnati. Anderson looking left and keeps looking left, and now is taken down by Keena Turner. He couldn't get anybody open. They had to tuck it away, and they'll have to punt.
The big difference in this play is that they brought their linebackers. They bring Keena Turner on a blitz. Now, Anderson sees there's no one open. Good coverage downfield. He pumps. Now when he starts to run by those linemen, they have another linebacker right there, number 58, Keena Turner.
Lawrence Pillars put the good pressure on Anderson and Pat McAnally. Look at his average in dome stadiums, over 50 yards, 6 feet 6 inches tall. This one won't help his average, off the side of his foot. Takes a good bounce from Cincinnati and continues to roll. And it might help his average. It rolls all the way down to the 10-yard line. He didn't catch it. 53 yards. McAnally, 53 yards with a shank punt. So good things do happen. It's 7-0 San Francisco.
5 years ago, a team of Honda engineers set out to create the world's most advanced motorcycle. The result of their efforts is the Honda
Madden at the Silverdome in Pontiac. the site of Super Bowl 16. It is San Francisco 7, Cincinnati nothing, with 1:01 left to play in the first quarter. Joe Montana moves his backs. Earl Cooper and Ricky Patton into the eye. First down throw to Dwight Clark. Very nearly picked off by Riley. That one was a little bit late from Montana.
It was a little late, and Ken Riley, number 13 in his 13th year, you know, he's an old, experienced cornerback there, and you don't mess too much with these people. You know, they see it, we watch here, a little late, as you say, but Riley has a good jump on the ball, and that came very close to being a touchdown.
We were almost in a 7-7 game.
Watch Reggie Williams here again. He's their leading sacker. We see that right after Montana threw the ball, or right at the time, Reggie Williams hit him.
Two tight ends now for San Francisco as Eason Ransom is one of them. Oh, this was Ricky Patton, taken down by Ross Browner. Way back at the 3-yard line, a loss of 7.
And that is a big play. He's on the right of the screen here. We're going to see the outside. He takes a little inside move, flattens out right down the line of scrimmage, and picks up Ricky Patton before he can get his shoulders turned up.
Got in behind John Ayers, who was pulling. He and Montana played together at Notre Dame.
The 49ers don't get out of here on this play. That could be a big play because they don't have the 15 yards for their punter.
Line of scrimmage. Back at the 3. Penalty marker down. That would be the first one of the day as Earl Cooper comes out on the carry, stopped by Eddie Edwards.
And that was the one that comes from real deep in the backfield, usually against the tight end.
A Bengal player still on the ground, one of their linebackers. I see Williams still walking around.
I think that last penalty, Pat, was against the Bengals.
Defense declined the penalty. First down.
The injured player is Tom Dinkel, and the Cincinnati trainer and medical staff is still administering to him. 5 seconds left to play first quarter. Pat Haggerty is the referee. First Super Bowl he's worked.